My question for you today is, how did we get so far away from the truth to the point where people are talking about men, for example, named Jonah getting swallowed by a whale and spit out? We have Adam taking a rib out to create a whole nother human being, his counterpart. We have Moses splitting the Red Sea, and I believe he was talking to a burning bush. How we became to take all of these things literal with no proof of evidence. And trust me, I'm not one for evidence, but when we are talking about something as sacred as this, we're talking about a manuscript to live our life. We're talking about an allegorical story that symbolizes, in essence, who we are. My question again is, how did we get so far away from the truth? Now, today, I don't really want to focus on the distractions that are going around the world. I live in California. I live in Northern California. Thoughts and condolences to the southern part of California. But let's stay away from that type of content. Let's stay away from that type of energy, because what are we going to do with that? Unless we're really ready to implement a plan, let's stay away from the propaganda, okay? I find it very interesting how whoever they are, the enforcers, whoever they are, right? I don't want to go into detail. I find it very interesting how they can extract the information that is really in our gut. I know you went to church when you were younger and you were like, none of this makes sense. None of this sits right with me. Especially when you start to talk to these pastors and these churchgoers and these deacons, whoever they are, outside of the Bible or outside of church, you can see that there's a little something off, right? You can see that there's a veil that's being held up. Because when we really, and for lack of better words, challenge a lot of these things that these preachers, that these deacons, that these popes, these guys know the truth. When we challenge, for lack of better words, or we question when we question out of genuine curiosity, right? We get shunned. We get told that word demonic, right? Whenever you question the Bible. But when you really read into the Bible, for example, let's go to Psalms 82, okay? And I'm just going to read all the way from the top I'm going to read the beginning of Psalms 82. I'm going to read it to verse 8, so stay with me. God stands in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How long will you judge unjustly? I've been doing a lot with judgment. I've been extracting all this judgment, and a lot of it reflects onto me. So judging is, whenever you're judging, you're really judging yourself. We are all one in this realm. How long will you judge unjustly and show partiality to the wicked? Seleth. Defend the poor and the faithless and the fatherless. Do justice to the afflicted and needy, right? Where is that at? How do we have multi-billion-dollar people? I don't even want to call them the celebrity, but how do we have these people? It's funny, because even talking about it, they lie to our face. I mean, they're actors. They're acting, right? And I really want to circle back to Lahaina, because it's the same thing that's going on right now. And if I was in their shoes, do you know how many people would be taken care of? And I'm not just gonna not like I'm just gonna throw my money into. I'm gonna get the community. I'm gonna get the world involved, because we all want to see each other do well. But we're being taught against that. We're being taught that, hey, I want you to do well, and if you do so well, you'll get invited into heaven. The kingdom of heaven is within, right? There's another verse in this Bible, which I don't have off the top of my head, but the church was made, not a sound. The church was made without a sound, not a hammer nor chisel ever used. So break that down to me, right? If the church was never made, you can't build anything without sound. So the church is within. And I even think there's another verse in the Bible that says, Jesus said that these cathedrals are all beautiful. Let them burn down though. Because you're not going to find God in the church. You're going to find God within. Deliver the poor and needy. Free them from the hand of the wicked. Right? So this is me right now to the needy trying to, hey, let me get to it. They do not know, nor do they understand. They walk around in darkness. All the foundations of the earth are unstable. I said, you are gods. This is verse 6. You are gods. And all of you are children of the Most High. But you shall die like men and fall like one of the princes. Did I read that right? Did the Bible just say that we're gods, but yet we get told that we are not gods, and if we do say we're gods, we're blessed? Here it is right here. Here it is right here. Let's go to John. Real quick, let's just go to John. I just really want to just nail this home. I think it's John verse 10, John chapter 10, verse 30. Verse 34, excuse me. Okay, we'll read from verse 31. Then the Jews took up stones again to stone him, Jesus. Jesus answered them, many good works I have shown you from my Father. For which of those works do you stone me? The Jews answered him, his Father being God. The Jews answered him, saying, for a good work we do not stone you, but for blasphemy, and because you, being a man, make yourself God. Jesus answered them, is it not written in your law, I said, you are gods? There's a reason why we have monitors and screens all around us. There's a reason why we get promoted food that truly is against our greatest nature, especially in America. There's a reason why there are so many people in this world that are out to lead us into the herd. Luckily, there are some of us out here that trust our gut and trust our intuition. But there's a reason why we have screens, we have media, we have our attentions being grabbed from us. TikTok has been one of the most, social media alone, but let's just say TikTok has been one of the most powerful platforms in regards to mushing out your brain. Don't get me wrong, there's some great content on TikTok. There's some great things, but these algorithms are designed. These apps are designed and they're free. They're free apps that people are on 24/7. So is it free because it's for our best nature, or is it free because we are a product, or we are an experiment, or we are being corralled a certain way? We get 10% of our consciousness, right? Which is our which is our consciousness. We get 10% of our whole brain, which is our consciousness. The other 90%, hence again, symbolic to pay your tithings. You pay 10% to the church. That's your consciousness. But there's a 90% that runs your life. And whatever you've been telling yourself, whatever you've been giving your energy to versus giving it to you, is going to inflict your life in a way let me not try so hard. Your attention, your energy, wherever your attention flows is where energy goes. So if I'm going to say that, oh, that chimney right there is God, that's God, that's God, that's God, please God, please, 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 and then things don't happen, oh, shoot, man, maybe God, you're giving your power away, You're especially giving your power away when you're going into this propaganda media with all the current events going on right now. Instead of sitting back, this world is silly. This world is never, if it changes, it's only going to change right here. It's a wave. We live in a wave. And at the end of the day, your frequency determines your environment. How you feel about what you're doing, about what you believe, brings it to life. And I have to tell you, if you walk around in this realm thinking that you are not God, that you are not the chosen one, you are walking around, it's like vacuuming without your plug. You're just vacuuming the ground. You don't even have it plugged in. But when you start to plug into source, and listen, we're not trying to be egotistical, we're not trying to be cocky. We're trying to be aligned. We want to be congruent. We want to feel good. And I'm not saying, listen, working out and having your heart beat out of your chest and doing hard sets and going and being in your career, you know, that's tough work. But that feels good. Challenges hold reward. And when you start to really let go of all these labels, you really see that challenges, you really see that any type of roadblock in your way is an opportunity to really align, to really connect to source, because that's what you are, that's who you are. And I'm here to remind you. So from now on, try your best to, one, talk to yourself correctly. You're your best friend. You're your best teammate. And the way you talk to yourself will determine your frequency. Number two, make sure you align into something that really fulfills you in life. There's a lot of people that wake up every day and they're getting to the bag. And yet that bag is so dissatisfying because the way that they get to that bag isn't filling that void, guys. We don't have free will. If I had free will, I wouldn't be doing this right now. And I don't want you to get free will misconstrued and like, oh, I have to do this. No, it's what I'm wired to do. It's what feels right. Right? A dog has free will, it can go swim in the water. It's not going to be in the water all the time though. Stay with me. I know this might be a little weird one. But the dog has free will. So how come it can't just be a marine dog? Because it has an instinctual makeup, a coding that tells it to sniff another dog's ass, to stay on land, to stay in these certain areas. This might be a stupid analogy, but you get what I'm saying. We're all wired a certain way. We all like what we like and we all gravitate to what we gravitate to. And it's beyond choice. Sure, you can make yourself do repetition into something that you don't like, and that repetition will turn into habit and then you'll be more used to it. But you will not fail to hear your soul saying, I want to do something else. When are we going to do what we want to do? When are we going to go for what we want to go for? When are we going to live the life that we came here to live? Because if you're doing something and you're not listening to that voice, your time is not going to be for long. I can assure you that. When you are not aligned with what you came down into this realm to do, guys, we decided to come here. And if you are not aligned with what you came to do, your life is going to be miserable. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. You're going to always try to distract yourself from whatever it is that your soul is yelling at you. We need to do this. We need to do YouTube. We need to make videos. I don't know how we're going to do it, but we just need to do it. If you ignore that, guys, if you ignore your calling, your path will be riddled with disappointment, with lack of fulfillment. And it's just not going to be fun, guys. We're here to have fun. And when you're in motion, you're in flow, you're in congruence, you're in frequency, that's fun. You are God, and don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Whatever you want in your life, you can make it happen. You can do it, especially if it aligns with who you truly are. Happy Friday. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Enjoy yourself this weekend. Listen to your soul, listen to your gut, listen to your voice. And I know sometimes if you've been ignoring it, it's hard to pick that voice up. It's hard to pick up those habits. But I promise you, when that pain of you not doing what you truly desire to do, when that pain gets unbearable, I guarantee you will move. And you just need to trust yourself and take it an hour, a day at a time. And before you know it, you're in the kingdom of heaven. Love and light to all, and to all love and light, thank you so much. Forever out. Take care.